Stop what you're doing for just 1 second and listen to me. Not to the noise around you, but to your vision. When you wake up in the morning, does the world look just slightly off? Not blurry enough to panic, but not as sharp as it used to be? Do lights at night feel harsher? Headlights spreading into halos? Signs harder to read unless you slow down? Most people brush it off. They say, "It's just age." But I need you to understand something very clearly today. This is not just aging. This is a warning. If you are over 60, there is a very high chance that your vision is being slowly, quietly damaged every single day. Not by something rare, not by something genetic, but by something sitting in your kitchen right now. Something you may have eaten this morning thinking it was completely safe. And the most dangerous part is this. By the time your vision noticeably declines, the process has already been happening for years. Subscribe to Dr. Arthur Vance. Senior Longevity and Strength. Right now, if you refuse to accept losing your independence, and before we go further, drop your age and where you're watching from in the comments. I want to see who is here because this conversation matters. I am Dr. Arthur Vance, and I am done staying quiet. As a son, I would never allow my parents to believe that fading vision is just something they have to accept. I have seen too many people slowly give up night driving, slowly move closer to screens, slowly lose confidence in their own eyes, all while thinking it's normal. And here is the truth most people never hear. Normal is just a statistical average of a sick population. Just because many people lose vision after 60 does not mean it is unavoidable. Let me explain what is actually happening inside your eyes. Think of your vision like looking through a perfectly clean window. When you are younger, that window is clear, smooth, transparent. Light passes through perfectly. Colors are vivid. Details are sharp. But over time, something begins to build up on that window. Not suddenly, slowly, layer by layer, like rust forming on metal or fog building on glass, and eventually the clarity begins to fade. This process is driven by something called oxidative stress. But let me make it simple. Imagine leaving a piece of metal outside in the rain. Over time, it rusts. It loses its structure. It becomes weak and distorted. The same thing happens inside your eyes. Your lens, your retina, your blood vessels, all are exposed to this kind of damage. And if your body cannot neutralize it fast enough, it builds up. Now here's the critical part. There are specific things you are eating every day that accelerate this damage far beyond what your body can repair. The first is hidden sugar. Not just the obvious kind, the hidden kind. The kind in your bread, your sauces, your healthy snacks. When sugar enters your bloodstream, it doesn't just give you energy, it sticks. It binds to proteins inside your lens in a process I call internal caramelization. These proteins lose their shape. They clump together. And instead of letting light pass through clearly, they scatter it. That's when you start seeing that filmy layer, that foggy windshield effect. The second is refined starch. This is where most people are misled. They avoid sweets, but they eat bread, rice, crackers, thinking they are safe. But inside your body, these foods break down into the same thing, glucose. And that means the same damage. Spikes in blood sugar, repeated stress on your system, and over time, reduced blood flow to the tiny vessels that feed your eyes. Think of those vessels like microscopic pipes. When they become clogged or slow, your retina doesn't get enough oxygen. And when that happens, cells begin to fail. The third, and most dangerous, is industrial oils. The ones sitting in your kitchen right now. These oils damage your cells at a structural level. Your eyes rely on delicate membranes to detect light. When those membranes are built from unstable damaged fats, they become weaker, less responsive, more prone to failure. This is why colors fade. This is why night vision declines. This is why everything starts to feel dull. Now I'm going to show you how to stop this process. And if you're finding value in this consultation, make sure to subscribe because I don't want you to miss the protocols we are building to keep you independent. And if you have any vision concerns, comment them below. I read them and I respond. First, you remove the sources of damage. Reduce hidden sugar. Replace refined starch with slower, more stable foods. Eliminate unstable oils. This alone reduces the pressure on your system. Second, you rebuild protection. Your eyes need specific nutrients. Lutein, zeaxanthin, antioxidants. These act like shields. They absorb damage before it reaches your cells. Third, you restore flow. Because your eyes are only as healthy as the blood reaching them. Support circulation, and you support vision. This is what I call the Vision Preservation Protocol. It is not about perfection. It is about direction. It is about giving your body the chance to repair instead of constantly damaging it. Because here is what is at stake: your independence, your ability to drive, to read, to recognize the faces of your grandchildren, to move through the world with confidence. Vision loss is not just a medical condition. It is a life change. Think about your future for a moment. Think about waking up and seeing clearly, moving confidently, living fully. That future is still possible, but only if you act before the damage becomes permanent. Think of one person you love, someone who has started to complain about their vision. Send this to them, because they may not realize what is happening yet. I'm Dr. Arthur Vance, and your health is the only metric that matters. I'll see you in the next consultation.